$8 an hour. That's what Gloria Henderson made when she started working at Lakeside High School cafeteria in 2004. 20 years later, in 2024, she made $10 an hour. Barely above minimum wage. Before taxes, that's $16,000 a year. After taxes, health insurance, Social Security, maybe $12,000 take home. $1,000 a month. To pay rent, utilities, food for her own family. 3 kids. Single mother. Widowed in 2002. Her husband died in a car accident. No life insurance. No savings. Just Gloria. 42 years old. 3 kids to raise alone. Needing a job. Any job. Stable. With benefits. The cafeteria position paid $8 an hour. It was all she could get. So she took it. Served lunch. Cleaned tables. Washed trays. Came home exhausted. Feet aching. Smelling like industrial cleaner and cafeteria food. Her own kids qualified for free school lunch. Gloria knew what that meant. Knew the paperwork. Knew the shame. Knew the hunger when paperwork got delayed. So when she saw it happening to other kids, when she saw first graders standing in line with no money, watching other kids eat, she couldn't ignore it. First time was September 2004. 1 month into her new job. A second grader. Marcus. No lunch money. Paperwork pending. Standing in line crying. Gloria paid $2.50. 1/30th of her daily wage. She didn't think about it. Just did it. But Marcus came back the next day. No money again. Gloria paid again. And the next day. And the next. For 3 months. $150 total. That was 2 weeks of groceries for Gloria's family. Her daughter asked, "Mom, why are we eating spaghetti again?" "It's what we have this week, baby." Because Gloria was feeding Marcus. And then after Marcus, there was another kid. And another. And another. 20 years of choosing between her family's comfort and other kids' hunger. And every time, Gloria chose the hungry kids. Her co-workers couldn't understand it. "Gloria, you're making $8 an hour. You have 3 kids. You can barely afford rent. Why are you doing this?" "Gloria, because these kids need to eat. And I'm the only one here who sees them. But you can't afford it. I'll figure it out." And she did. Bought clothes at thrift stores. Skipped meals herself sometimes. Worked extra hours when she could. Picked up holiday shifts. Also she could keep feeding hungry kids. 247 of them. Over 20 years. $37,420. That's 3 years of her salary. 3 years of her life. Given to feed someone else's children. Because Gloria Henderson, making $8, then $9, then $10 an hour, understood something most people don't. You don't need to be rich to be generous. You just need to see people. And care. And Gloria saw every single one of those 247 kids. Remembered their names. Remembered their stories. Kept them in a notebook. Never asked for thanks. Never expected recognition. Until Jessica Martinez, one of the 247, stood at a podium in May 2024. Valedictorian. Stanford bound. And said, "Mrs. Henderson fed me when I had nothing. She's the reason I'm here." And she did it for 246 others. On $8 an hour. The stadium stood. Applauding. Crying. Gloria sobbing. And within 48 hours, the community raised $427,000. For the woman who'd given everything on $8 an hour. And asked for nothing. September 2004. Lakeside High School, Ohio. Gloria Henderson's first month on the job. Cafeteria worker. $8 an hour. 42 years old. Widowed 2 years earlier when her husband died in a car accident. 3 kids at home, ages 14, 11, and 8. Living paycheck to paycheck. Barely making rent. But it was a job. Steady. Benefits. Health insurance. That's all that mattered. Gloria served lunch. Hundreds of kids every day. Elementary through high school. Same building, different wings. Lunch periods staggered. Organized chaos. Most kids had lunch cards. Prepaid accounts loaded by parents. Some had free or reduced lunch, government program for low-income families. Required paperwork. Proof of income. Processing time. And some kids fell through the cracks. September 15, 2004. Second week on the job. Gloria was wiping down tables when she noticed a boy. 2nd grade. Maybe 7 years old. Standing in the lunch line. Got to the cashier. Reached into his pocket. Nothing. Cashier, do you have a lunch card, sweetie? The boy shook his head. Started crying. Do you have money? No. Then I can't give you lunch. I'm sorry. Those are the rules. The boy stepped out of line. Sat at an empty table. Watched other kids eat. Stomach probably growling. Humiliated. Gloria watched. Something twisted in her chest. She walked over. Knelt down. Hi, baby. What's your name? Marcus. Marcus, why don't you have lunch today? My mom. She said the paperwork is taking a long time. We're supposed to get free lunch. But it's not ready yet. Gloria understood immediately. Free lunch applications could take weeks. Sometimes months. Bureaucracy. Lost paperwork. Delayed processing. Meanwhile, kids went hungry. Gloria pulled out her wallet. Walked to the cashier. I'm paying for Marcus's lunch. The cashier looked surprised. Gloria, you don't have to. I know. But I am. $2.50. Gloria paid. Handed Marcus a tray. You eat whatever you want, baby. Don't worry about it. Marcus got chicken nuggets. Mashed potatoes. An apple. Milk. Sat down. Ate. Smiled for the first time all day. Gloria went back to wiping tables. Didn't think much of it. Just helping a kid for one day. But the next day, Marcus was back. Same problem. No lunch card. Paperwork still pending. Gloria paid again. And the next day. And the next. For 3 months. If you believe in people who give when they have nothing, in invisible heroes who change lives in silence, and in communities that recognize generosity, please take a moment to like this video, subscribe to Echoes of Courage, and share this story. Because sometimes the people making minimum wage have the biggest hearts. 2004 to 2024. 20 years. After Marcus, there was another kid. Destiny Williams. 6th grade. Buying lunch for herself and her younger brother. $5 a day. Gloria paid for 2 months until their free lunch was approved. $200. Then Jessica Martinez. 1st grade. 4 months. $120. Tyler Chen. High school freshman. Embarrassed to ask for help daily, so Gloria paid in advance. $10 a week. 6 months. $240. Sarah Johnson. Middle school. Foster care placement. Paperwork delayed between systems. 3 months. $180. Name after name. Year after year. 247 students total over 20 years. Gloria kept a notebook. Small spiral bound. In her locker. Wrote down every name. Every amount. Every month covered. Not for recognition. Just so she could remember them. Her co-workers noticed. Gloria, you're doing it again. You can't keep paying for these kids. Gloria, They need to eat. That's not your job. The school should handle it. The system should handle it. The system's broken. Takes weeks to process paperwork. These kids are hungry now. Not in 6 weeks when the bureaucracy catches up. But you're making $8 an hour. You have 3 kids yourself. I know. I'll figure it out. And she did. Thrift store clothes. Generic brand groceries. Skipped buying new things for herself. Worked holiday shifts for extra pay. Picked up weekend hours cleaning the school when she could. Also she could keep feeding hungry kids. Gloria's own daughter once asked, "Mom, why don't we ever go out to eat like other families?" "We eat at home, baby. It's better that way." But the truth was, Gloria couldn't afford restaurants. Because she was spending her money feeding other people's children. Her son, "Mom, can I get new shoes? These ones have holes." "Next month, sweetie. I promise." But next month, Gloria was paying for another kid's lunch. And her son wore shoes with holes for another 3 months. Gloria's sacrifices were invisible. Her kids didn't know why money was so tight. Didn't know their mother was giving away hundreds of dollars a year to feed classmates. Gloria never told them. Never told anyone. Just kept a notebook. And kept feeding hungry kids. For 20 years. October 2012. Jessica Martinez. First grade. Jessica was 6 years old. First grade. Mom worked 2 jobs, house cleaning during the day, night shift at grocery store. Dad had left when Jessica was 3. Never paid child support. 3 younger siblings at home. Family qualified for free lunch. Barely above poverty line. Mom submitted paperwork. But it got lost. Processing delayed. Could take months. Meanwhile, Jessica went to school hungry. Breakfast was okay. Grab-and-go muffins didn't require payment at elementary level. But lunch did. Jessica stood in line. Got to the cashier. "Do you have a lunch card?" "No." "Money?" "No." "Then you can't get lunch, sweetie." "I'm sorry." Jessica stepped aside. Sat at a table. Empty. Watched other kids eat pizza. Chicken tenders. Fruit cups. Her stomach growled. She was so hungry. So embarrassed. Day 2. Same thing. Day 3. Day 4. By day 4, Jessica was crying. 6 years old. Hungry. Ashamed. Other kids staring. And then Gloria appeared. Kneeling down. Eye level. "Hi, baby. What's your name?" "Jessica." "Jessica, you're going to eat today. And tomorrow. And every day. Don't worry about money. I'll take care of it. Okay." Jessica nodded. Still crying. Gloria handed her a tray. "You get whatever you want, baby. Hot lunch. Go ahead." Jessica got chicken nuggets. Mashed potatoes. An apple. Chocolate milk. First real lunch in 4 days. She ate so fast she almost made herself sick. Gloria paid $2.50. Smiled. Went back to work. Jessica thought it was just for that day. An act of kindness from a nice cafeteria lady. But the next day, Gloria paid again. And the next. And the next. For 4 months. Until Jessica's mom finally got the free lunch approved. 120 days. $300 total. Gloria made $8 an hour. That was almost 40 hours of work. 1 full week of her salary. Given to feed a 6-year-old she didn't know. Jessica never forgot. The lunch lady who saw her when she was invisible. Who fed her when she was hungry. Before we continue, pause and comment below. Have you ever experienced childhood hunger? Do you know someone who quietly helps others despite struggling themselves? Share your story. May 2024. Graduation. Jessica Martinez. 18 years old. Valedictorian. GPA 4.7. Full scholarship to Stanford. Accepted into engineering program. Writing her graduation speech. Wanted to thank people who helped her get here. Teachers, mom, friends. But one person kept coming to mind. Gloria, the lunch lady from first grade. Jessica went to the cafeteria. Found Gloria. Still working. 20 years later. Same job. Same kindness. Mrs. Henderson, do you remember me? Jessica Martinez. You paid for my lunches in first grade. Gloria smiled. Warm. Genuine. Of course I remember you, baby. Look at you now. Valedictorian. I'm so proud of you. I want to thank you in my speech. You changed my life. Gloria waved her hand. Oh, sweetie, you don't need to do that. I was just helping out. Any decent person would do the same. But you didn't just help me. How many other students have you helped over the years? Gloria hesitated. I don't know. A few here and there. Jessica didn't believe her. She investigated. Talked to other cafeteria workers. Does Mrs. Henderson pay for students' lunches? All the time. Has for 20 years. We tell her to stop. She never does. Jessica filed a Freedom of Information Act request. Public school records. Lunch account payments. The response came back. 247 students. 20 years. $37,420. All paid by Gloria Henderson. Jessica cried reading it. Gloria had been doing this for 20 years. Making $8, $9, $10 an hour. Barely surviving herself. And she'd paid almost $40,000 to feed hungry kids. Jessica knew what she had to do. The graduation speech would be about Gloria. May 25, 2024. Lakeside High School graduation. Football stadium. 400 graduating seniors. Families. Friends. Teachers. Community members. Packed stands. Gloria sat in the back. Cafeteria staff section. Wearing her work uniform. She came every year. Loved watching her kids graduate. Never sat with families. Just watched from a distance. Jessica Martinez walked to the podium. Valedictorian speech. Started with traditional thanks. Teachers. Parents. Friends. Then, but there's someone here I need to thank. Someone most of you have never noticed. Gloria looked up. Confused. Her name is Gloria Henderson. She works in our cafeteria. Has for 20 years. Mrs. Henderson, can you stand up? Gloria stood. Embarrassed. Didn't understand. Jessica continued, 12 years ago, I was in first grade. My family was struggling. We qualified for free lunch, but the paperwork was delayed. 4 weeks, I had no money. I watched other kids eat. I was 6 years old and I was starving. And then Mrs. Henderson noticed. She pulled me aside. Quietly. And she said, baby, you eat. I'll take care of it. I thought she meant one day. But she paid for my lunch every single day for 4 months. Until the paperwork came through. This week, I found out something. Mrs. Henderson has been doing this for 20 years. She's fed 247 students. Paid $37,420 out of her own pocket. Making $8 an hour when she started. 10 now. Mrs. Henderson, you thought no one noticed. You thought it was a secret. But we noticed. And we're here to say thank you. You're the reason I'm standing here. You're the reason I'm going to Stanford. Because you fed me when I was hungry. You saw me when I was invisible. And you did that for 246 others. You changed our lives. The stadium erupted. All 400 seniors stood. Applauding. Families standing. Teachers crying. Gloria stood in her cafeteria uniform, sobbing, overwhelmed. 20 years of silent charity. Finally recognized. After the ceremony, the principal took the microphone. Gloria Henderson has worked at this school for 20 years. And we just learned what she's been doing. The school board is embarrassed. The system failed these kids. Paperwork delays. Bureaucratic gaps. And Gloria filled those gaps. With her own money. On minimum wage. We can't give her back 20 years. We can't give her back $37,000. But the community wants to do something. In the past 48 hours, since Jessica told me about this speech, we've set up a fund. For Gloria. The community has raised $427,000. The stadium gasped. Gloria's hands flew to her mouth. Retirement fund. College funds for your grandchildren. Paid off mortgage. Gloria, you've given everything to our kids. Now we're giving back. 247 former students donated. Some now doctors, lawyers, teachers, engineers. Some still struggling but gave $5, $10. All writing the same thing. You fed me when I had nothing. Thank you. Gloria couldn't speak. Just cried. Jessica hugged her. You thought no one noticed, Mrs. Henderson. But we all did. Every single one of us. You're a hero. Epilogue. Gloria Henderson retired in June 2024. After 20 years. The community fund paid off her mortgage. Set up college funds for her grandchildren. Gave her financial security for the first time in her life. She volunteers now. At the local food bank. Still feeding hungry people. Can't help herself. The school district changed its policy. Free lunch paperwork now processed within 48 hours. Emergency lunch fund established. No child goes hungry while waiting for approval. Gloria's notebook, 247 names, is now displayed in the school. Framed. In the cafeteria. With a plaque. Gloria Henderson. 2004 to 2024. She saw us when we were invisible. She fed us when we were hungry. She changed 247 lives. One lunch at a time. Jessica Martinez is at Stanford now. Engineering major. Calls Gloria every week. Hi, Grandma Gloria. Because that's what Gloria became. Grandma to 247 kids who weren't hers by blood. But were hers by love. Gloria says, I didn't do anything special. Just fed hungry kids. Anyone would do the same. But they didn't. Gloria did. On $8 an hour. For 20 years. And changed the world. One lunch at a time. If this story touched your heart, please like this video, subscribe to Echoes of Courage, and share it with someone who needs to know that you don't have to be rich to be generous, you just have to see people and care. Leave a comment. Do you know an unsung hero like Gloria? Someone who gives when they have little? Honor them here. Thank you for watching. And to every cafeteria worker, janitor, bus driver, and invisible school employee who sees kids and cares, you matter. What you do matters. And we see you.